Time's up, Admiral.
Here it comes.
Fade in.
When it comes to fans, it is a fan's right to have whatever opinion they want to have.
Yo, you let that joint hit the back of your throat. Have you no shame?
Yeah, you're here to bang women.
And his answer is, I get to jerk myself off. Yes, Lord. And everybody is going to sit there and watch, and no one's going to stop me. Matter of fact, you there, GQ, hand me some lube.
I'm surprised Jurassic Park didn't eat more out of Lilo's pie.
Oh,
Fuck.
God.
I dangled for too long there. That wasn't fun.
Bella Downsy fingered Dora the Explorer on HBO.
Listen, I've said this before. I'm going to say it again. The only reason the world hasn't probably imploded is because of porn. Because you take away the porn, World War IV happens. We're going to skip over World War III. We're going right to World War IV. All right? We need release. We need relaxation. We need things. Whatever scratches your itch, whatever gets you going, whatever gets a rise out of you. As long as you keep it to yourself and you're not hurting anybody else, especially kids, more power to. I don't care if you're a goddamn furry. I just want to see it. But people need their release to stay calm, to stay relaxed. All right? You take that away, enjoy an actual revolution where people of all sides don't agree on anything, will come together and say, no, I'm not living under this world where I can't touch myself. All right? No, this is the reality we live in. It's just there. And as long as somebody's getting hurt, everybody's having a good time. Just because you are either a frigid or an erectile dysfunctional is not a problem that I care about. All right?
I spent money on this book. Money. I sat there
Hard-earned pimping money.
Oh, yeah. Oh, them hoes had to walk the corners for many hours in order for me to acquire this book.
My name is a pimp named Drizzy, and I believe I've misplaced some merchandise at this residence. Lord Jesus and the shepherds, where is Daddy's money? I will not hesitate for one solitary second to put hands on somebody if I don't have my monies.
You know the people playing Grand Theft Auto. If there's just going to be a random pride parade that pops up in the city, you know what assholes like me are going to do? I'm going to find the biggest fucking truck that I have, a 4x4, and fucking run through that fucking pride parade and fucking kill everybody. In a video game, YouTube. In a video game.
Impressive. Most impressive.
Why in the world is there some gay white man wearing these see-through shoes?
Look, I got no problem with the idea of punching me in the face with nostalgia penis. I get that. I understand this.
No, Warner Brothers is doomed. They can't take care of themselves. They're a limbless infant on the street begging, help me, please, but no one's going to do it because it's a Goblin Baby. So no one wants it. Point is, anybody that picks up that Goblin Baby, it's a diseased baby, and it's going to poison your entire company too because you're also dumb and stupid and you don't know what you're doing. Now, if you were smart, you could put cybernetics on it, create a little monster, run around here, then we have a lot of fun. But they're not that smart to make it even a cybernetic Goblin Baby that could cause destruction. That'd be fun. But here we are.
I love this metaphor.
Here we are.
Cybernetic.
We have nothing
that's
but
what Apple was describing. Drew was describing with Apple. That's cybernetic, baby.
Cybernetic Goblin Baby.
Great Scott.
But we don't want Revan touched. No.
Agreed.
You don't want anything good touched.
No.
Agreed.
Yeah. Because Disney Star Wars is a bad touch.
It is a bad touch.
Touches you in the bad place.
It's a bad touch.
Show me on the doll where Disney Star Wars touched you.
I need a bigger doll.
Oh, God.
There's no doll left in the
I'd work with Haley Atwell every day.
But
with 2 hands. With 2 hands even. And these tool bags wouldn't know quality if it walked up and motorboated them. Because, you're going to motorboat quality.
Wait, what?
Quality boobs. You want to motorboat quality boobs.
There we go. All better now. Man, titties are the greatest things on earth.
Hello there. I barely made it in time. How's everybody doing? Welcome to the Round Table, episode 205, where we might not have a full show today because, let's be honest, as far as I'm concerned, there's not a whole lot to talk about. We're going to try our best. We're going to do our best. We're going to see where my discussion topic takes us. We're going to see what random shit may pop up. But until then, hello, Jed.
Hello. That's my transition for the day. Just
Yeah.
hello.
Yeah. Hello.
Well, Chad, he was not exaggerating. We barely made it in time. The litmus test for us to decide whether or not we're almost late or anything like that is if Dre shows up in the green room. If we see him in the green room, we start to panic. Something's gone wrong. We've been delayed. We need to press the start live button immediately. And yeah, he showed up, waved to us, and that's when Adam's like, "Oh shit, maybe I should press the button."
Listen. the way some things can work out sometimes the weekend is I gotta go do my errands on Sunday morning, but I went to bed later than I wanted to last night because the sick got a hold of me at the last second. This 1% of the sick I still got, and I went to bed later. So man's gotta sleep. So I woke up minutes before my alarm was set to go off. Took a minute just to collect myself, and then walked out the door. 2.5 hours later, I get back here with a few minutes to spare. So it is what it is. All right? And listen, I have no other excuses. Hi, Dre.
Happy Wild Card Weekend, everybody. For those that celebrate the NFL's Wild Card Weekend, happy Wild Card Weekend to you all. This week has been a hellscape for me.
Yeah.
100% a hellscape. My HVAC went out on Monday.
Oh, no.
Oh, yeah.
I've had that happen. I've had that happen.
HVAC went out on Monday. The previous owner of this wonderful home had never serviced their HVAC in 20 years. So it died, and I had to get all of it replaced.
That's
when
expensive.
I say all of it,
that's expensive.
I mean all
Listen,
of it. Oh yeah.
My mom worked in the industry where she was dealing with vendors who would do that stuff. HVAC guys are always busy, so I know how expensive that shit is.
Oh yeah. A hefty sum of money is getting cut out of my butt cheeks in order for me to get daggone pay these people. So that was it. And then my wife's engine had problems, and so I had to go to freaking Montgomery County to go and get her car and then drive it all the way to where I'm at,
praying it wouldn't die on you.
To my mechanic. That's how my week was. That's a disaster.
I hear car problem, I get triggered. I get triggered with car problems.
Yeah, but I'm glad to be here with you all. It's a good day to be alive. That's
yeah.
We'll have that.
I feel what you're doing. I feel everything you're saying right now. I understand it. Simpatico. Hello, Dragon Lady. How are you?
I'm all right. Better than I have been the last couple of weeks, especially the week before last. But it's all over at the moment. I've just got this cough at the end of it. Hopefully I won't be doing that too much tonight.
Well, I've had the cough for 9 weeks, so good luck. Anyway, well, going on 9, it'll be 9 weeks on Tuesday. So anyway, hail and howdy to the chat. We hope you guys are doing well on this Sunday afternoon. I didn't even get time to tweet this damn show out. So share the link, guys. Let everybody know we're doing this stuff. We're happy to have you guys here. Hit that like button. Hail to the mods who are talking it up. Legatus, Algrim, Ruminex. Hail to you. Howdy, son of Joxer. How are you doing, my friend? And make sure I said hi to everybody else that is chatting. And that's all I see. That's all I see. And if you are watching and not chatting, we are happy to have you here with us for what we hope is an interesting show. I don't guarantee super popular topics, but I guarantee interesting discussion because I've given this one a lot of thought. And I will ask leniency from the chat because we will dip a toe in the politics because the stands and the shills made us, at least for the discussion purposes. Anyway, all right, what do we got today? As it says, we will now take our, I believe, let me look, week 4? Week 4 of, week 4 of Avatar 3. We have a little talk about that. Use some words that may need to be used. Then I'm going to bring this up. Nothing happened in terms of real news this week. Shit that we expected to happen. Shit, if you know what's going to happen, is going to. And I'm not saying the world is stopping. There's no interesting stuff. I'm just saying me, this is a week of nothing, and all stories were stretched out into unnecessary proportions in order for people to talk about a lot of shit. And then, of course, I will ask this question. So I'll ask this question. This question I've been pondering since Wednesday, I think, due to certain things I've seen. Can we define what a fan is anymore? Can we?
That's a good question.
Because
darn good question.
These shills in these stands, they're muddying the waters. These tourists, they're muddying the waters. Me myself, I know I'm a fan of things, but I can't put it in a definition. But I know what I can tell you: a real fan doesn't use the thing they love to lecture you. I can tell you that.
No,
And
that we can agree with.
Yeah. So let's do the low hanging fruit. This one's easy. We have been talking Avatar before and after the holidays, and here we are with the week 4 numbers are in. Oh my! It only made this week 21 million.
People told us we were fucking crazy to give conservative estimates for this movie. We weren't doing anything crazy. We weren't going to say flop or failure or anything like that. We just were reasonable about it. And people like, never bet against James Cameron. It'll make $3 billion. I think our 175 is a little too generous at this point.
Yeah.
Still think it's going to get 1.5, but
if it stays in theaters another 3 weeks, I think it'll get 1.5. But this is week 4. We're coming up on the 45-day window as it is now. And let's be honest, this, per James Cameron's words, as we've said over and over again, this is probably going to be a financial flop. It looks like it's a successful gross, but this thing doesn't break even. It doesn't break even.
Nope.
Not by his numbers.
No,
not
by
the
director's numbers. That's correct.
Yeah. And per that, as we're already into the fiscal year for next year. We're already in fiscal year 2027 because fiscal year start in October for those who don't know. But also the calendar year. Disney needs money. And this is going to lose money in the end. This is not going to they needed this to help balance the failures of the past and the failures of the present and the upcoming failures of the future. And
I don't think we're getting Avatar 4. In 2019, Disney could have bodied this hit and said, yeah, we'll approve Avatar 4 at a smaller budget. But that's not the Disney we live in right now. Disney relied on this movie and it failed to do what they needed it to do.
So this is bad.
Yeah.
This is bad.
It's weird to call a $1 billion movie a kind of a failure or saying that those results are bad, but that's the situation we're in.
In 11 months, we're going to do the same. We're going to have the same discussion about Doomsday in 11 months.
Yeah, essentially, this is a $1 billion flop.
Yeah,
logistically speaking, it is. Which is unfortunate. I mean, but that's the state. That's the state of films now. This movie cost, by the own director's words, he needed $2 billion to break even. Those are his words. I don't like one thing I've learned about the Hollywood machine. They never lie up. They always lie down in more ways than one. Hey. But they always lie down. So like I don't think he would come out and say, hey, this joint needs $2 billion to break even unless he is lying down. Let me retract that statement. Maybe he is lying down. What if it actually needs more than $2 billion to break even?
There it is.
Fucking insane.
There it is. If you say they're lying down, every time we get an estimation, it always ends up being more. So I wouldn't be surprised if it needed a little more than $2 billion to break even. But here it is, Avatar 3. We were so burned with what we did with Avatar 2 that we played it safe. We bet high. And Jed, it's turning into exactly what we said. We're happy to be wrong.
Oh, absolutely. I'm very happy to be wrong because I hate how popular these movies are. I don't think they're necessarily bad movies. It's just people glazing them like it's the greatest franchise of all time, but can't quote a single line from three-hour movies, or they're ridiculously long.
It's just a regular sci-fi franchise.
Yeah, if they treated it normally, and if it got normal stuff in the box office, I wouldn't care about it at all. It's like, yeah, it's not for me, but whatever. The fact that it made $2 billion for the first two movies just irks me when there are so many other great franchises out there that don't get the recognition they deserve.
And I'm gonna be honest, and Dre, you're the only one who can probably corroborate what I'm gonna say here. If this franchise had come out in the 90s and had any sort of civic decline, this movie would have been pushed onto straight to home VHS.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. Let's just take the animation out of it for the sake of simplicity. Let's play a little bit. Let's say that this that's insane, Daniels. Don't say that out loud. Let's just say let's just say that it had Reboot animation. If those who remember that show.
I love Reboot.
Okay. Let's just say it had Reboot animation.
Not
Which is
Matrix.
one of my favorite animation
Matrix.
studios. Yeah.
They gave her big old animated titties in the 90s.
They sure did. And they're the same studio that created Beast Wars. So I have a lot of respect for that studio. Beast Wars is my favorite Transformers of all time. It is what it is. Even with that type of reputation, this would have still been a straight to VHS film. Even with that, it would have been straight to VHS. Everyone would have like, oh, this is Dancing with Wolves. Everybody would have said the same thing. Everybody would still say the same thing that was said decades later. This is Dances with Wolves / Fern Gully. Everybody would have said the exact same thing. This joint would have went to VHS. If this joint got a theatrical release, that joint would definitely have been limited, probably smaller screens. Because these films are average as sin, man. Like these are not high art films. Yes, they are aesthetically pleasing. Yes,
Technology is amazing. The tech is amazing.
Very, very great. But as far as the stories are not lasting. It's not even telling a story that's been done in a unique way. It's telling the same old colonization story in the exact same way, except there's better animation.
Yeah.
This film would not have held water back then, and even in the minds of people now today, it still doesn't. Only people that hold a cake to this stuff are the freaky deakies. There's the only ones that have anything to say about this stuff. And that's it.
Here's a perfect example, because now we this is a Disney franchise now. It's been a Disney franchise since the second one, because they bought 20th
It
Century
feels
Fox.
so Disney. Like, I think Disney's where it always belonged.
And here's the thing. Disney in the 90s, once again, Drake can corroborate this. Huge first movies. And perfect example, Aladdin. Peak Disney Renaissance. Return of Jafar. Straight to VHS.
Straight to
and Return of
VHS.
Jafar deserved to be on VHS, because that was not good. It was only an hour, 15 minutes, was not good. But then, jump a few years later, Aladdin, the King of Thieves. That was worthy of a theatrical release. But still straight to DVD at the time, because you adapt Disney, unless it in that administration, in the Michael Eisner administration, sequels went straight to home video. They did not get theatrical releases. And if this had been done during his era, Avatar 2 and 3 straight to VHS.
Absolutely. Just think of it, even the ones that were semis, and I use semi-successful very loosely. Like, think of like Rescuers Down Under. For those that remember that one.
That's the
yeah. Like, as beautiful as that film is beautiful, may I add. VHS.
Yeah,
like,
it should have been. It should have been.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, even though it's a sequel to one of the lower end Disney movies, The Rescuers, it still fell under the exact same. Literally, it would be the exact same thing. When I say, like, for those who've seen The Rescuers Down Under, that film is beautiful. Go back and watch that movie. It is beautiful.
Yes.
The art is wonderful. The use of CGI and selective points was done very, very well, expertly. Sometimes your eye can't even tell the difference. It's beautiful. However, it's a sequel to a derivative film that people don't even really remember anyway.
That is the valley of the 80s Disney animation.
Yeah.
Not a bad movie, just not epic.
Nope.
Not the heights of Renaissance City. And even though Rescuers Down Under is part of Renaissance Disney, that was kind of grandfathered in. It wasn't part of the resurgence.
No,
which created then the era of the Disney princesses, where Disney went from being a family brand more to a girl brand.
Yep, that is good.
And that was a mistake. I think that was one of Disney's biggest mistakes, going full girl and not staying to being a family brand.
I think, hypothetically speaking, okay,
Yeah.
especially. Okay, Adam, we come from that same time period, and we
Yeah.
and we got to remember the merch. We
I know.
have to remember the merch.
Yeah.
The merch for Disney princesses was pretty much dwarfing everything that existed outside.
Exactly.
Of, like, you know.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah,
But
Dragon Lady would
it
know.
became
Like,
center stage. They should have had it be part of the plan, not become the whole plan.
sure, in hindsight, we can say that,
Yeah.
Adam.
Well,
In
that is
hindsight, for
hindsight.
sure.
But when
It's
you're
complete
making
20/20
godless
hindsight.
amounts of money, you're thinking, "Hey, how can I keep making this amount of money?"
Exactly.
So I get why they went in that
Yeah.
perspective, and they still slipped in good boy brand movies like Hercules, The Lion King. I would consider is kind of a universal family
Hamlet.
film. Just the
Hamlet. It is
non-Disney princess movies. They still made non-Disney princess movies that were
Yeah,
for
but
everyone.
here's the problem with the and we're tangenting, but hey, again, I'm going to go where the conversation takes us today. The Disney princess, you knew it was failing when they started abandoning the regulars and made Tinkerbell the center stage for the 2000s. That was a problem because suddenly you're monkeying with Peter Pan lore, and granted, Disney Peter Pan lore is not the greatest in the world, and that's not my favorite adaptation whatsoever. But suddenly you're adding in all this Tinkerbell stuff, and that they got a little juice out of that squeeze for a couple of years, but that one fell flat real fast, and that opened the door to Frozen and all that crap. Where Frozen just empty songs, a movie of songs, a soulless movie. And there's a third one coming out now.
Well, because those Jones,
we should be making
money.
Tangled movies. Those movies are actually good.
Oh wait, well, we got live action
movie.
Tangled.
No, I don't want to see no live action Tangled. I don't want to see
Nobody does.
But
I want to see regular old Tangled. I like Tangled. I thought that movie
Tangled.
was
It's the last pure good Disney animated movie because that was made right before Iger took over, and it still had some ingenuity, creativity. You got
the music had charm to it. I still remember the music from Tangled. Besides Let It Go, because it was beaten into my brain for 10 years. I can't remember anything from Frozen.
No, and you had good talent for Tangled too, and because Mandy Moore could both act and sing, so you didn't have to get a stunt singer as they did for. Because here's all right, behind the curtain for all the children. Cover your earmuffs for people who don't want to hear this. All the people that sing in the Renaissance Disney, most of them had stunt singers. It was not the voice actors doing the singing.
Yes, most of them did outside of like Beauty and the Beast and and I think and Hunchback of Notre Dame. I think the actors still did the singing for those. Yeah, because those were Broadway singers that were actually
90% had a second person doing the singing.
For animation, I don't get the whole idea of filling your cast with A-list actors like they do these days. When it's a Disney animated film in the 90s, for example, hiring Broadway stars makes the most sense to me, as long as they have the talent, of course. But, you know, you're not seeing the person's face, so their name in the credits isn't going to move a whole lot.
Yeah.
And you see that in the modern era, these movies that have 50 A-list voice actors, they are not doing phenomenally well. Like Dr. Dolittle, that had enough celebrities to fill out the Oscars, an Oscars after party, but it still flopped. That happens pretty much every time. They're focusing on credit names rather than quality.
I mean, they tried that with this often forgotten animated Sinbad movie. They brought in Michelle Pfeiffer and who was it? I forget who the male voice was, but that's the point. It didn't matter. That movie didn't do well, and it was an okay movie. It wasn't great. It was okay. That was the
I forgot all about that joint. That joint came out around the same time like Treasure Planet and
Atlantis.
One more that was like that. Atlantis. Oh, I like Atlantis though. I like Atlantis. I like that movie a lot. And the main girl Kita, that was a sexy beast.
Booty.
Oh my God. Unspeakable.
I've kind of been spoiled on her because the only reason that movie is talked about in the modern era is to say Hunter Schafer should play that Atlantis.
Oh,
princess.
Lord.
So I see tweets about that. That's all I see about that movie.
All right.
Do you know who that is, Dre?
Oh.
I don't off the top of my head, no.
It's the boy who's pretending to be a girl who everyone wanted to play Zelda.
Oh, the freaky deaky. Yes.
True.
Yes. Oh.
All right. So getting back on the highway here. Avatar 3. I think I'm now going to reassert my claim. And I think we're now going to have evidence as this winds down, because let's look at this box office. That is a literal 50% drop from last week. It's literally, it's been cut in half. It's going to drop. It had look at this.
International isn't carrying, so it's not just a domestic.
It's all winding down.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, look at this. This entire week, single digits in the American theater.
Yep.
And people are still glazing this. I've actively seen today.
The article.
Oh, James Cameron is single-handedly saving cinemas. He made $20 million domestically this last week.
Yeah, no.
These people can't count. They don't understand how money works.
This movie, you can like it. You could say yay $1 billion, but here we are. This is a financial flop. It's not a flop because people went and saw it, but financially it will not make money. And here it is. I'm going to now reassert this. This is the end of Avatar completely. It's over.
God.
I don't think there's even an interest for books and comics. You might get some games out of it. People want to play the games.
There might be a tiny niche for it because there are some obsessive.
There are real
like
fans.
Drunk 3PO loves this franchise.
We're not saying there aren't fans. We aren't saying there aren't fans, but it is now going to wind down. And within, I'm not going to say 10, I'm going to say by the end of the decade, nobody's talking about this franchise anymore. When James Cameron makes the announcement, likely next year, there will not be an Avatar 4 because he already set the foundation for that, already set the groundwork.
Mm-hmm.
This now fades. It becomes a footnote for its technology, for the phenomenon that it was.
100%.
But there is nobody outside of its hardcore niche fan base that will sit down and say, man, I got me a holiday weekend. I'm going to sit down for 9 hours and watch Avatar 1 through 3. That's not happening. Watch Lord of the Rings or watch Avatar. Which one you doing? Well, Dre, you don't like Lord of the Rings. Anyways.
No, even if.
I know.
But no, but all the same, even though I'm not a fan of Middle Earth or anything like that, I have watched the extended editions of Lord of the Rings trilogy.
Yeah.
All those movies are obscenely long, but I have watched them. I would go back and watch those again before I watch this, and I can tell you how. I have never rewatched an Avatar film ever.
And most people haven't. There's a few people who have, but it's rare.
And I bet just because you're a good dad and you want to feel like you're going to show the fat boy.
Oh, absolutely.
You're going to show him Middle Earth, and if he likes it, then he likes it, and there you go.
Exactly.
So you probably won't be seeing the theatrical extended edition marathon that's coming out in a few months.
No, wouldn't that be like 12
that,
hours long? No.
Okay, I got to be honest. I have it right there. Why would I go to the theater for 12 hours where I might have to go to the bathroom and I'm home and I can do that?
I actually did that for the Hobbit trilogy. When the third Hobbit movie came out, there was a trilogy.
I got
marathon.
that too.
Just the normal, the theatrical, not the extended. And it was right when it came out. So this was like an early screening, the only way to see Battle of Five Armies early. And I watched all three back to back. It was awful.
Yeah.
I was 15 and I knew it was awful.
This is not the movie theater experience. That is not the movie theater experience. That isn't.
I was going to say, I remember when, I think it was Peter Jackson's King Kong film, when that came out a year ago. That was, I think it was nearly 3 hours, and at that particular time, that was the longest film I'd ever sat through at that time. And meanwhile, my poor dad at the time, he was waiting, and I need the toilet halfway through the film, and he hightailed it out.
Well, first, always go to the bathroom first.
I always do that.
And that's a pretty good movie, if I remember. Like, not groundbreaking.
Yeah, well,
Jackson's King Kong.
I don't like King Kong, so I'm not the person to.
Racist.
It was better than Skull
Racist.
Island.
Have you no shame, Adam? Racist.
I like Godzilla. Fuck King Kong.
Okay. I'm gonna tell a quick story real quick. Okay, so when the Peter Jackson, that was 2005. Memory serves me right.
Yes.
So I went down south with my brother and his wife and everything, and my wife, my brother's wife, she went to Howard University. Okay, for those that aren't familiar with Howard University, it's a HBCU, historically black college, blackity. Okay,
it's what Different World was based on.
100%. So we all went to go see King Kong together.
We all went to go see the King Kong together, and she was furious the whole movie. So we get out. I was like, "Hey, yo, what? Like, why are you upset?" She's like, "How dare they betray the black man as a monkey, fiending after the white flesh?" I'm like, "What the heck is wrong with you?"
I knew
said-
you were gonna go that way.
I'm like, "Yo, didn't you see?" And like, I'm like, I'm retarded. So I'm like, "Yo, do you see him fight them T-Rexes? Like, that was pretty cool, right?" And she was like,
Yeah, I like that.
"Those reptiles."
What evidence should she have besides that?
None, Jed, none.
She had
was
no
just
argument.
fired
Just
up.
she's heard that as a slur before.
Yes, she was like, look at her fiending for that white witch.
See,
Oh
if
my
Naomi
God.
Watts had been fat in that movie, she'd have an argument. But
It was like, and me, my cousins, we were all down there. We were laughing at her. We were laughing our heads off. And she's like, "What's the matter with you? I'll eat your flesh. I'll kill you all." And like, I'm like, "Yo, girl, like chill out." I just have flashback. But yeah, but to Dragon Lady's credit, I did enjoy that movie. I did enjoy the King Kong, Peter Jackson's King Kong. I think it was a flawed film, but I think it was still enjoyable. I agree. It was enjoyable.
All right, once we're back on.
It was just better than Kong Island, in my opinion. Those are the only King Kong ones I've
Ouch.
seen besides the Godzilla
Alright,
versus
so-
Kong
Right in the
from a
testes.
few years ago. But
back on the highway yet again. Avatar's done. It's over.
you just don't want to talk about Avatar.
I know, but I want to finish the segment. Get away from it so I can take it off the screen properly. But Avatar is over. It's gonna wind down, and it's gonna find its place in history, but it's not gonna be on. I don't think it didn't earn its place on a shelf with other sci-fi giants. It did not.
I agree.
And I will say this, and this is just my opinion because I'm not a fan. I'm glad it's gone. I don't ever want to hear about it again.
Sure.
If you like it, have fun with it. But it has been annoying me for over a decade now, and I'm just glad I don't have to hear about it. So, there we go. Goodbye, Avatar. Let us never speak of
We
you
made
again.
it.
We made it. Well, I guess we'll come back to it when it does leave the theaters, just for the final box office count. So we'll just remark on that for due diligence. Okay. Now, second pseudo topic. Nothing happened this week. I mean, all right. What happened? Oh, Kathleen Kennedy is not going to be Lucasfilm president. Listen, we knew this a year ago when it leaked, and they were forced to adjust it and dance around it. But no, we knew she was leaving. The only
you said that there's evidence that you like for this, but it still hasn't been officially confirmed. Last I heard, right?
It has
It's still
not been officially
technically
confirmed.
a
I mean,
rumor. Got
I
better
will-
evidence than previous attempts, but
Yeah, I mean, here's the evidence. Just because this is the due diligence, but this we're not going to give this more than a couple minutes here.
I still don't know if it's gonna happen. I know what you're saying. Yeah, there's more evidence
Yeah.
this time,
I mean-
but I've been burned too many times on Kathleen Kennedy's leaving. Oh, Dave Filoni's taking.
Well, no,
over
here's the
that.
difference. Everybody
I
goes,
have to
she's
see
been
Lucasfilm
fired.
say it.
She's been fired. She was never going to be fired. But
No, she's
here's
not gonna
the
be
evidence. Just because one of the two people taking over are, of course, they're DC studios in this. They're James Gunning and Peter Safraning this. You have good old Dave Filoni as part of the creative end, and then this lady here, Lin-Wen Bredin, who is already at the Lucasfilm page here listed as president and general.
It says president of Lucasfilm Business. That's not president of Lucasfilm. So that
No.
president
It's
actually-
as president and general manager of Lucasfilm Business. She's the general manager of Lucasfilm Business. She's doing the business side, and Dave Filoni, they're going to be co-presidents. So she's president because they've already divided the business stuff already on this. I think because if we go back to leadership
So
here,
it would have to say if that and is differentiating divisions, or if that and because
I mean-
they should be saying president Lucasfilm, comma general manager Lucasfilm Business.
I mean,
the
if
fact
we
that
say-
both those titles are together for Lucasfilm Business.
I mean, if we see it here, it just says Kathleen Kennedy president. It doesn't
That's
say
what I mean.
she-
So she's still labeled as president of the
Yeah,
overall
because she
branch,
hasn't
but the other
officially
one
done-
is labeled as president of Lucasfilm Business. You could have multiple presidents inside of a massive
Well, but
corporation
here-
like this.
Yeah, but I've looked at this page before.
Hmm.
She was way down here, and now she's at the top, sharing top billing with Kathleen Kennedy. So she's already been promoted to president of the business side, And rumors have it next week, Dave Filoni will be moved right up here and be co-president of it'll say president, creative, blah blah blah, stuff like that, probably, because they're gonna divide it's exactly what James Gunn and Peter Safran are. They divided the labor of what they're all supposedly good at. And I've made the case in my video this week, she's not very good at her job. And we know Dave Filoni's not good at his job.
Well, yeah,
but
if she's in charge of Lucasfilm's business, yeah, that's a disaster. So
yeah. So my point is this: to just to show what Jed was saying. There's my evidence that this time it's probably now coming to fruition. Now, is Kathleen Kennedy leaving? No, she's not. She's already said she's going to remain around in an advisory manner. But the only thing that we have to reply to this now is one phrase: nothing changes.
Yeah.
Story over.
it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. And let's play devil's advocate. Let's sprinkle a little juju magic here. Let's just say, for the sake of simplicity, that she leaves and is banished from the castle. All right. And she's never seen or heard from again until the end of time, and all the children celebrate because the witch is dead, blah, 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 blah. Does this change the way people view Star Wars? No.
The way real fans do know, the way normies do know.
The brand is dead.
Yeah.
It's dead. It's finished.
The stands are even divided. There are 3 separate stand camps right now. There are 3.
Yep. Even those poor window lickers have no idea what they're even cheering for or standing against at this point.
Yeah.
It's over. It's over. You've a brand that stood tall for decades. You destroyed in a very short period of time. Destroyed its fan base. Destroyed its multi-billion-dollar revenue stream for sure.
Mm-hmm.
It's over. Even if you get rid of Kathleen Kennedy and put Dave Filoni, who nobody infuriates me more than him, because I put faith in that man at one point. He betrayed me. He betrayed
I never
my faith.
did.
I know,
never
Adam.
Russell T.
I
Davies.
know. I know you were always kicking him down the steps, and at one point that wasn't warranted. But now I can't defend him.
I can't help being ahead of the curve. I
That's
can't help
not
being
the
a
same,
genius.
Adam, and you know it.
I'm a
It's not the
genius.
same. You disingenuous
I saw it all.
bastard. How dare
I
you?
saw it all. I saw it with Clone Wars. I knew what I was looking at.
No.
I knew it.
At
Yes.
one point,
I hated it when I always hated it.
Hold on, Adam. At one point, he was being guided directly by the hand of George. At one point, he was. And that's when Clone Wars was good.
And then George fucked off.
Yep. And then everything started to fall apart. And even though I'm still holding out hope, but right now, okay. Kathleen Kennedy, we all knew there was going to be a disaster because all she did was make coffee for years. Okay. She had no part in anything. She was a producer because she was in the room. Didn't do anything.
Because her husband. Because of her husband.
Yeah, her husband was a big producer, so it's like, hey, Frank, can't I be special too?
Yeah, essentially.
Exactly
she did nothing.
Happened.
She did nothing except make coffee.
Resume.
And then she saw where all the bodies were buried for 20 years.
Oh, there be corpses.
Oh, she has something on Steven Spielberg and George Lucas.
Oh.
And Bob Iger.
And
Bob Iger.
Yeah. But so when she took over, we all knew what was going to happen. We all knew this was going to be bad. So I cannot fault a scorpion for being a scorpion. I can't. But
it's in your nature.
It's in your nature. It's in your nature. Being surprised that she ruined Star Wars is like, oh, are you surprised that eating Taco Bell gave you diarrhea? No, it's causality. Taco Bell equals diarrhea. It is what it is. But Dave Filoni tricked a nigga. That's where we have a problem. Because I put faith in what you were doing, because you gave me something that at the time was a lot of fun, really creative. Even though it took some creative liberties with certain characters, I still enjoyed and had fun.
And then eat your rebels.
And then eat your stinking rebels. God, that show is bad. Horrible. It has 2 good episodes in the entire thing. That's it. And that is it. And everybody knows the episodes. Only 2.
The characters that are good in those 2 episodes are not Rebels characters.
Exactly. They're not.
The Rebels creations all suck. No one's gonna care that Zep or whatever his fucking name is in the Mandalorian and Grogu movie.
And he might be gay.
He
Of course
had
he's gay.
hands for feet. Oh wow! Can you tell me anything else about him?
Lord. That's it.
All right, so bottom line. Wow, Catholic Kennedy's leaving. If you follow this stuff like I do, and I make you all listen to me complain about it, we knew this was coming. So that's not anything. We talked a couple minutes, just this due diligence. Okay, so that. All right. Last weekend, we talked about Stranger Things ending. We wondered what the fall was going to be. Well, you had stupid fallout from the ending. Conformity Gate, where a bunch of retards actually thought there was going to be a secret episode on Wednesday night. So much so they crashed Netflix for a couple hours.
I do have to be honest. I wanted that to be true. I really
a
did.
lot
I
of you.
I knew it wasn't going to be true, but I wanted it to be true.
A lot of people want to be true just so that you could see how dumb it was and just for the internet meltdown.
Yeah.
Point
it
is,
was for the meme.
That was news. That people were retarded. Even though I would believe when the Duffer Brothers said, "Yeah, we don't have anything else. It's over." But the spines on the book spelled something. No,
it's just their fucking names.
No,
and their evidence was the name spelling out, and at one point, a prop in the background changed colors a little bit, and they're like, "That's proof." It's like, no, that's just poor set design. Poor
Game of Thrones
continuity
on the set. I mean, here we go.
It's not even that bad. It's just a little arrow on a dial went from red to gray. Like it's something that you won't even notice.
The Duffer Brothers were not that smart. They were not that smart to create something like that. So that was your other news. Aside from random little things for the rest of the week, what the hell happened this week? Besides, when I say that, I'm talking pop culture. I'm not talking real world. A lot of shit goes down in the real world. We don't really talk about around here, although we will touch on one thing because they forced me to this week. But what happened in entertainment? Some people died. Some things get new seasons. Okay. I mean, this is fun for some of you. I mean, for me, again, I don't really care. Godzilla -0 gets a release date in November.
Yay.
That should be nice. I do want to see.
Cool. I mean, now that people are theorizing, what's the monster in the icon? Is it Hedorah, the smog monster? Is it something else? Will the chick at the end who got G cells in her neck, will she turn into Biollante? I don't know. But I mean, we'll see. Once again, I thought, just for the record, you could go check my review on it when they made me watch it. Godzilla -1, excellently made movie, excellent acting, good story, good special effects for the budget. But it wasn't a Godzilla movie. Godzilla was just a tool for the storytelling. He was a tool for the storytelling. He had no personality.
Go back and watch the OG Toho joints. That's all I'm saying. Go back and watch the OG Toho.
And it is campy and cringe and awesome.
1950 to 1970 Toho Godzilla.
That's my Godzilla.
And that's what I'm saying. That's why I'm ashamed of you. You know that's how these movies work. We focus on these heroes. You focus on these human characters and all the things that they're doing.
But Godzilla does cool shit. He was just a force of nature in this one, and that's not the type of Godzilla I don't like. I don't like that type of Godzilla. I don't.
That's fair. Like if that's not your type of Godzilla, okay, I can understand.
I want Godzilla to be something, to have a purpose, not just I'm gonna blow shit up because and remember this particular movie, as Dermy put it when we talked about this for a minute on Friday, he accurately put it. This movie is about, the point of this movie is criticizing government. And that's right, because in that movie, the government was the villain because they were hiding everything from the population, that giant fucking monster is going to come and destroy your goddamn cities. And I comment on that. And once said, I gave the movie an 8.5 out of 10. I thought it was a well done, good movie. But I'm not excited for -0 because
that's fair. That's fair. Like if it
objectivity here. Yeah, I'm being objective. I'm completely being objective here. Yeah.
I like
good
that.
movie. Just it's and I want something between that. I want a Godzilla movie with that quality, but with the energy of the legendary series right now going on. I want quality with that kind of energy. Because one thing the movie did do, it gave you a lot of Godzilla on the screen.
Yes, it did.
Where the legendary movies don't.
The first legendary movie first Godzilla legendary movie. I hate that movie more than freaking ankle
Really?
surgery.
I
I
usually
hate the
hear good things
2014
about it.
2014
I've never
Godzilla.
seen it.
Yeah,
Oh, I hated that as well.
Woo!
Barely even see him on that. It's like, Godzilla, where is he? He's all in that
is
smoke.
not till the end.
Not to the end, and he's fighting insectoid crap that ain't even.
Although it is cool when he opens up and just fires the radioactive fire
That's
right
the
there.
only good
Yeah.
scene in that
And that's
2-hour film.
That's it. That's it.
But
That's
the
it.
sequel,
GIF.
King of the Monsters, I love that.
I love it, but still too much fucking
Same
humans
here.
in that one. Poor
Yeah.
execution of humans. Millie goddamn Bobby Brown.
They were still trying to make her into a star, so I
They're still
get it.
trying to make her into a star.
Yeah, the poor baby, the poor thing. I feel for her. The poor
But
thing.
all right, my point is so you understand what I'm saying, Dre? This is it's objectively an excellent movie.
Sure, absolutely.
But I want that kind of quality with the 60s, 70s camp.
Okay.
That's what I want.
Okay. With Godzilla doing suplexes and stuff and doing
Yeah.
drop kicks and okay.
And using the breath to fly and I want
would
the
not
whole
be able to
host.
watch a movie like that.
I want the whole host of the Rogues Gallery. I want
So you
the
want
fights.
you want Rodan, you want Ghidorah,
I want the fights.
Anguirus, you want all
I want Gigan, god damn it.
Gigan, Jet Jaguar up in this piece. Oh, I love Jet Jaguar.
Yeah, I want it all. I want it all. And
Yeah,
because here's the thing. Now, once again, I am going where this road takes us right now for conversation. So, everybody believes now that for the next legendary film, the next Godzilla Kong movie, it's going to be Space Godzilla is their component. No.
That's a stretch.
No. Why are we going to Space Godzilla? Why are we going to Space Godzilla?
They
You're
did
going
all
to
they could
space
with Hollow Earth.
That's too much.
But if you're doing space, bring in Gigan.
Yeah,
Maybe do the fan creation Gigan Rex.
Yeah, I like Gigan. Gigan's a really cool monster.
He's a nasty motherfucker.
Yeah.
Buzz saw on his stomach, hook hands, laser
in the
eye.
eye. Yeah,
He's a
a
deadly
freaking
bastard.
He's a freaking monster. I love him. He's great. And
Yeah.
I like Jet Jaguar. I think I might be the only Jet Jaguar fan on planet Earth.
He's Ultraman. He's Ultraman.
Yeah, he is Ultraman.
He's
He's 100% Ultraman. I love
Yeah.
Jet Jaguar. He's great. He can shrink. He can get bigger. He can make a shield. Like he's
The
a
more I
freaking-
hear, the more I know this franchise is not for me.
Oh, no.
The
Oh,
only
yeah, you
Godzilla
would-
movies I've seen is Godzilla vs. Kong from like 6 years ago and -1. Those are the
You
only
want
two
the
Godzilla
serious
movies
stuff.
I've ever seen.
You don't.
Yeah,
You,
you
would
want
hate the
-1 I
camp.
fucking loved.
You would hate the camp.
you would hate the
Toho
camp.
Godzilla, Seihei era, where it's basically Godzilla's a superhero. He's fighting the monsters. He's protecting the people from other monsters who come from Monster Island, or when Gigan and Ghidorah invade from space. He's protecting people, and he's a hero.
You would not like that, Jay.
You would hate it. You would hate every second of it.
Yeah, you would not like that at all. But
I mean,
but
you would
I
hate.
think
Oh,
you like
Here's
the
how much you
Millennium
would hate.
series. You like the Millennium series.
Maybe it gets a little more serious. The
Yeah, I like the
2000s gets a
Millennium
little.
series.
The Heisei era gets a little more serious. Heisei era. He's I forget how to say it. But Jed, here's how much you would hate it in the classic Godzilla versus Mechagodzilla.
Mhm.
Godzilla gets his ass kicked by Mechagodzilla the first round.
Oh yeah,
Beat up hard. He just retreats and he goes into training, and he finds a thunderstorm, a massive tsunami thunderstorm, and he stands there and he uses his radioactive energy powers to get struck by lightning repeatedly to turn himself into a magnet. He turns himself into a magnet so that at one point, when he's fighting Mechagodzilla, he screws with him. Now, yes, the humans help by destroying the computer that was functioning Mechagodzilla. So then Godzilla and the Kaiser dog thing. I forget his. I want to say Kaiser Sose, but that's the other movie. That's the
Kaiser Sose.
I know. I forget Kaiser. I can't remember right now. I'm going too quickly in my head. So they can beat him because Mechagodzilla is just it's a beast of a creature. But when Mechagodzilla's trying to escape, Godzilla turns himself into a magnet, and he forces Mechagodzilla to come back, and then he gets him in a full Nelson, and then twists his head off. And it's awesome.
it is awesome.
You must understand the greatness.
Yeah,
The
He
greatness.
turned himself into a magnet by being struck by lightning.
Yes.
radiation and lightning.
Radiation.
That's right.
Like, see, this is why you will hate it. That's why you would hate it.
See,
I'm
Jed doesn't
getting
like
a headache.
fun. That's the problem. Jed is like
It's
fun.
glorious. It's glorious.
I thought I was already pushing it with liking Pacific Rim, but
Pacific Rim's fun.
Pacific Rim is fun. Anything that's
I know
big
a lot of
kaiju, big robots, I'm pretty much into it.
I know a lot of people that like Pacific Rim. To the best of my knowledge, I don't think I've actually seen it. I have had people say, "Oh, you should watch it."
Second one's garbage. Second Pacific Rim is garbage. It was
the
garbage.
first one with Idris Elba or the second
First
one?
one.
First one.
First one.
First one's with Idris Elba, and John Boyega plays his son in the second one.
Oh God!
And then you got
Yeah,
the
and he's
chicken,
the
the
main
tiny
character.
one, and second one is just it's trash. And I pray to God. The only one that exists is the first one. It's one of those things that, just stop at the first one. It's fine. You enjoy giant robots, kaiju. You're good.
This might be controversial, but Guillermo del Toro I put into a similar category with Zack Snyder. When he's doing dumb, fun, very beautiful films, they both dominate. Like, as much as I don't like 300, that's Zack Snyder's niche. Guillermo del Toro doing Pacific Rim or Hellboy, that's his niche. But when they try to do thoughtful or intelligent or philosophical, like Snyder's DC universe or Guillermo del Toro, some of his other stuff, it kind of falls apart. They're all very pretty, but the substance just isn't there.
Yeah.
That's even true for the new Frankenstein. There's some flatness in the plot.
He should stick to his niche.
I agree. Everybody's got to be good at something.
Every creator has a niche, and you can dominate in your own.
Okay, so back on the highway again.
What the heck are we talking about? I don't remember.
Nothing. Well, nothing happened. This is the point. We are tangenting on all these things when we get a chance, because what happened this week? Nothing of note. It is what it is. Now, that's not saying things are not gonna happen. Jed, you know what happens tomorrow?
No, it doesn't. I don't. Nope. Nope.
Oh,
It's
Academy.
not
Starfleet Academy is tomorrow.
Academy starts tomorrow.
God bless you.
Hey,
do we know what time it airs?
I don't know. I can look it up.
I can look it up, but
you look it up.
Mondays are busy days for me.
Yeah. Well, I'm not going to get to review till Tuesday at this point because I got too much to do on Monday now. But so now, I mean, the world will move again. We're entering the beginning of the year. It's the beginning of the year. So is this just because? So now to ask the question, nothing's happening because is there nothing, or is it because the year hasn't started yet?
That's incorrect, Adam.
What?
Starfleet Academy airs on Thursday.
I thought it was the 12th.
What I'm seeing is saying the 15th.
The 15th?
2-episode premiere. Mm-hmm.
2-episode premiere?
It'll be weekly every Thursday through March 12th.
Oh. Okay.
It's the 15th. And there are 8 episodes after the premiere, so 10 episodes in total. So that's not
so we got 2 more months of this shit. All right, my mistake. I thought it was tomorrow. I for some reason I thought it was the 12th.
I thought so as well, but I'm okay with getting it delayed.
All right, well, a few more days
apiece.
Oh man, this comes out like shit. I hate doing Friday reviews. I hate doing Friday reviews because I run out of time on Fridays. That's the problem. I run out of time. I might have to put that shit up on Saturday. All right, we're gonna have to talk about this. Well, now we got to talk when we're gonna do the panel now. New panel show, guys. Hey, we're doing an Academy panel show.
Do we have a name
crazy
for
talk? Are y'all insane?
No, I don't.
Like
I haven't.
Doctor Who Cares reviews.
I haven't given it thought. I was going to give it thought tonight, but
Starfleet Academy.
Now, because I thought it was tomorrow, I was going to give it thought tonight. But now, because it's not Thursday, I might not give it thought for a couple more days. It's one of those things that I'm
Starfleet 90210.
Well, the show we have to call our panel show something. I mean, has to be ring. I don't know. Well, okay. So we have a slight delay of execution.
The Admiralty.
But I want to be a captain, not an admiral. I don't want to be stuck behind a desk. I want to be out there doing shit. My one true destiny is
the fleet inspection.
No shit. Anyway, all right. So this week we will have Starfleet Academy. But movies haven't started out for this year yet. Events haven't started. There will be for some things, some sort of appointment television, but unless you're into Game of Thrones or something like that, there likely will not be Rings of Power this year. I mean, as much as we hate it, we also love to hate it. Is the year just not started yet? Is that why there's nothing going on? I mean, gaming's got a delay start. The gaming is going to start happening in February and March. That's when the big gaming starts happening. So is it just because January's holiday recovery? Is that it? Why nothing's
Fair. I
happening?
mean, that's fair because like what really comes out in January, other than Greenland, which I hopefully have some time to go see tomorrow.
People have been ripping on that. I'm hoping you enjoy it.
Yeah, look, I'm not there for deep storytelling. I'm there for destruction, mayhem, and people dying by the millions. That's what I'm there to see. Period.
You're probably
I'm going to get that with Starfleet Academy too. So
yeah, you are going to get that because that'll be your brain cells. That's about it. But I think you're right, Adam. When it comes to like January, we go through this. It's a lull because we're just dealing with the backlash of what happened in December, and all the new stuff isn't ready to pop. Like things don't start popping off till spring. So it's going to be a bit of a lull, and maybe we'll get some. Like, look, the fact of the matter, we're getting rumors about Kathleen Kennedy again and whatever. Like, there's nothing. It's a whole lot of nothing. Which I'll be honest, I don't mind having nothing because then we can always talk about fun stuff that we all enjoy. Because when there's something to talk about, 9 times out of 10, it's
negative,
hot, steamy, diarrhea with a topping of vomit. 9 times out of 10, that's what we're getting. So to be able to just like, hey, there's nothing happening. Hey, what do you enjoy? I enjoy X, and it's our time as a fan base and as a nerddom to actually just exhale for a month and just like, hey, this is what I'm looking forward to.
That's a fair way to put it.
You know what I mean?
It's a fair way to put it. When I want to make content, I need shit to talk about. That's the problem.
Parlay into something cool. I mean, this is your opportunity to parlay and just like, hey,
well,
I was looking at. Oh wait, it's January. I have to restart my Farscape. I'm gonna restart Farscape. See,
I did my Farscape. I 2 years. I do it every year. I did my Farscape back in spring. That's when I did my Farscape this year.
Yep, every 2 years I rewatch Farscape. So it's Farscape time.
See, well, I'm still about waist deep in last season's anime. So I'm kind of just chugging along, entertaining myself, playing some games, this and that. And that's the way that's the way to put it. We're taking it easy. It's the lull before the storm as it picks up again. And we are going to do something fun. If you haven't done it already, head on over to the post tab on the YouTube page I have here and go vote for Nerdgasm in 2 weeks. There's a poll. You guys are going to choose. We're going to do it on Wednesday, January 21st. We're going to do that. You have a choice of 4 things. Star Trek Next Generation as a whole, because it's the first time. So it's just going to be one giant talk about. And, then when it comes circle around again, you get like with the second choice, we're going to talk to Stargate villains. Talking Stargate SG-1 villains. Or a couple gaming options. Final Fantasy franchise, which is dead last, but I have to throw something up there I could think about. Or Mass Effect franchise. Throw it down there. That one actually is making a good run for second place right now. TNG's winning last I checked. So if you haven't voted, go vote. We're going to leave voting open till Sunday night next weekend. After that, I'll lock it in and I will make the announcement of what we will be talking about a week from this Wednesday. So go ahead and vote for that. And that's fun. It's what Dre's talking about. We try to hide that fun content, that thing. And we're going to try and do a Nerdgasm once a month for the whole year, barring me being out of town or some shit like that, like with the Day of Doom, where I won't be there that third week because y'all hate me. Anyway.
Which I just did get my Disney tickets for that this last week. I finally got my tickets for it. So you can't back out.
For the movie?
No, for the Day of Doom.
Oh, okay. Yeah, Day of Doom. Yeah. Well, I'm not going to back out. It's I'm making sure I can get everything. I mean, once we get to April, I will start booking things. We get there, and
you should check your Disney tickets as soon as possible. They're ridiculously expensive.
Surprise,
Mom had
surprise.
enough points that we got our tickets for free from, they used to go to Disney every year, so they had enough points. It's $400 for 2 one-day tickets.
You say that one more time. Say that in my good ear. You say 400
It is
bucks?
All right, all
for 2
right.
people for one day.
All right, all right, all right.
Hollywood.
We're now we're gonna be streaming that whole day. Super chats and tips, guys.
Please.
Please. I'm gonna need to recoup that to pay that shit off right away.
$100. That's
My
crazy.
goodness. My goodness.
We
With a
thought
$50 turkey
$1,000
leg.
the tier back last year was
And
enough.
we're just going to Galaxy's Edge because that's the whole point. Make me suffer for a whole day and then go watch a movie.
That's in Hollywood Studios, right?
Yep.
That's
Yep. So a Hollywood ticket is $200 a person.
All right,
We'll
right
deal
now.
with that. The closer we get, the more
All
expensive.
right. We'll deal with that this week. We'll deal with that this week. We'll look.
Oh, and that was Florida discount, $200. For being
Oh,
non-Florida
no.
resident, it's going to be
Yikes.
higher.
Adam, you better use Jed's address. Golly.
Why?
You have to sell your Jew gold. You gotta sell your Jew gold. That's your only chance.
I don't have any Jew gold.
That's not good.
If I had
man.
Jew
If you
gold, I wouldn't be
move here
doing this.
beforehand. You'll have a driver's license here and can get a Florida.
I am
ticket.
not. No, listen. We have 5.5 months to make it so that I can maybe move there in August right now. Because if we hit June, I have to renew my lease here. So, oh, jeez.
When are you moving down, Dre?
To Florida?
I know
I
you just
mean, like, I
escaped the
got
hood, but
Like, I got family in Jacksonville, but oh man,
$200.
that's a lot of lettuce.
I'm getting laryngitis again because of this shit.
Oh my god, look, his voice is cracking. The Jew voice. It's over. I would look like years ago. Me and my wife were talking about moving to Florida many years ago, but I mean,
no, you just moved and had a kid.
it's just what I'm saying. Like, there's no way unless
You finally escaped the hood.
I know. It took me decades. So it's
You gotta
like
do it in tiers.
yeah,
I was
made it to
already
the suburbs. Got to make it to a white state now.
exactly.
I didn't even. I was just thinking about hotel room, plane ticket. I forgot about the goddamn Disney ticket.
I told you before. You're welcome to stay at my house to save on a ticket, and that way you don't need a rental car or anything. You're already used to sleeping on an air mattress, so.
Oh, I'm not renting a car. You bastards are gonna pick me up anyway. So I'm only gonna be there for like a couple of days. I'm not gonna be there for a whole week this time. But
that couple.
So, yeah, you're gonna stay with me then. In my living room.
All right, no,
with my dog jumping on you.
No. No. All right.
Adam forgot about the ticket prices. That's the great.
I forgot about the ticket for Disney World. I completely forgot about that part. I had it. I'm all right. Subscribe to my channel, watch my videos, grow the channel, make me money, and this isn't a problem. Anyway, all right. So, goddamn, fucking Disney. Disney. That's how they're surviving though, charging that much for fucking
because
tickets.
there are people willing to spend that much.
Yeah. Like my old lady, she loves that place, so she go down there.
I ain't been there since high school.
Universal.
20 years. I've been to Disney since for like 20 years. I'm still.
I've not been to the Paris one in 10 years, and God knows what it's like now.
All right.
Dragon, is there a Disney in like UK outside of Paris?
No.
Or is it
No,
only in
it's Disneyland Paris, which is in France.
Euro Disney is Paris.
Yeah.
Okay, Euro
Disney.
Disney. Okay.
A Universal in the UK, right? There's a Universal coming to the UK, but yeah.
There's been rumors flying around about them doing a Universal park in the UK. They're all
And
trying
they're
to
gonna
make
get
up their
Lord of
minds.
the Rings, according to the rumors. How come we don't?
Yeah, I heard about that one.
Because it was made there, Jed. That's why. It's that's their lore, not ours. Anyway, all right. I got to deal with this pain later. I got to push it aside. I'm gonna compartmentalize this shit. Get on the show. All right. Anyway, so nothing happened. We agreed. That's the thing. So, and I think it's a good assessment that nothing happened because January is the lull after the holidays, and nobody puts anything to happen in January. We rely on announcements or crazy shit breaking down happening, and even the Netflix, Warner Brothers, Paramount shit, that's not even entertaining anymore. It's sad. It's sad at this point. Just end it. So when your news is Kathleen Kennedy leaving, Stranger Things retardation, more Netflix, Warner Brothers, random shit, couple game stories here and there. Oh, GTA 6 might be delayed. Or we'll get it's a day that ends in Y in a year. That ends in right now a number. So I mean, nothing happened. So, but things do happen in the world, though. Things do happen in the world. Unfortunately, now I beg once again leniency from the chat and people watching this live or on the replay. I beg you leniency for bringing in a little bit of real world to this right now, because we don't really talk politics here. We don't. We are a pop culture panel. This is a pop culture channel. Jed is now a slightly pop culture science channel. I mean, we talk about the things we want to enjoy, things that are serious yet not serious, because our entertainment is serious because it represents who we are. But at the same time, sometimes the real world does interfere. So as I said, I beg leniency for mentioning the fact that, of course, this week an incident happened in Minnesota. An incident happened. A crazy person tried to run down law enforcement with a car. And a car, because of the term called vehicular homicide, a car is a weapon. It is a weapon. So response was warranted, and crazy woman lost her life. But to me, story ends there. I understand it. And there is more story around that in the real world, but it shouldn't intrude into what we talk about. And this gets wrapped up in the question I asked at the beginning of the show now. First, I asked the question, but I want to talk about the story, and then we'll go into trying to see if we can answer the main question. What is a fan now? What is a fan? Used to be based off the word fanatic. Technically still is, but I don't think anybody really makes that association anymore, because fanatical behavior has a different connotation these days. So we kind of just fan. I would pose that the word fan is its own thing, separate from fanatic. It's a separate thing now due to modern redefinitions. But what is a fan of something? This and that. One thing I will say, and I'm only bringing this up because I want to put it to you guys, because I talked about this on Thursday, and I want to talk about it again now because I want your reaction, especially because it touched on both gaming and comics with this particular thing that I came upon, and it really got a bee in my bonnet over it. I said this earlier. I made this comment. Fans of stuff just want to talk about it. Just want to talk about it. Just want to have fun with it. Share your memories from that to this. That's when you want to talk about your thing. If you are a fan of something, without having defined it yet, I will say, if you're a fan of something, you wouldn't use it to lecture somebody, would you? To wag your finger and go, you can't. Now, again, it's a fine line, gatekeeping, but they would say, you can't be a fan if you think this.
Mm-hmm.
Because they associate their ideology.
Yeah.
And I'm saying that because I came across this from this particular piece of shit account who sucks a lot of James Gunn dick and a lot of Disney dick and all that kind of stuff.
Is it going to be James Gunn related? I assumed it'd be Andor.
No, it's comic book. The Moonlight Warrior. You cannot be a fan of Batman, Superman, or even DC Comics as a whole if you try to defend what ICE did today, referring to the Minnesota thing. So I saw this.
What does one have to do with the other?
Thank you.
Yeah, Batman, notorious for letting people into his city and letting them do whatever they want. Very, very known for that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So so you're already there with me. If you are a normal person, you being a fan of superheroes, of Batman, Superman, DC Comics, the events of Minnesota have no relation whatsoever.
At all.
But if you are an activist piece of shit like this, who frames your entire world, your entire narrative, and your ideology, you must equate the thing you're a fan of to your ideology and make a fucked up statement like this, which says to me, you're not a fan. I may not be able to have a definition of it right now, so I was trying to figure this out, but I was you're not a fan. You're an activist, you're an ideologue, and you simply want to use this to try and go after people who disagree with you.
Sure, I think I think the word fan has been commandeered by activists personally. Fandom used to be, hey, I enjoy this. Do you enjoy this? Yeah. Okay, let's talk about how much we enjoy this. Now everything has been wrapped up into some form of activism. Activism.
Activision's involved in that activism.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah. Is involved in some form of activism and stuff like that. And to just say like, oh, you can't enjoy Batman or Superman if you defend what ICE did. Like, that's not how anything works. That's like saying, hey, you can't go into this movie theater if you like baloney.
Drake,
I mean, like,
Drake,
it's just nonsense words just thrown together.
Drake, remember Black Panther 2? They said if you're white, you can't go see this movie.
God.
Yeah, you have to wait at least a week to allow the black people to watch it in peace.
I kind of remember that.
So I mean,
and so help black people go see this movie. What is it? 1827? You don't need no help going to the theater. Like, no, that's a freak.
But
like, it's weirdo crap. Yeah, it's nonsense.
Yeah. And so, but Jed, you see this, and these people, they literally need to inject the real world into everything, don't they?
Oh, yeah, they can't divorce their fantasy from reality, which is the diagnosable condition. I believe a lot of these people, they make these franchises their personalities, and that's why they get so offended when you have a different opinion than them. Like with the whole James Gunn thing, they make the new Superman movie temporarily their entire personality. And it's like, hey, there are flaws in the movie. You're saying that I'm a bad person for liking it? No, that's not what we said. And it's always a personal attack. Everything that they hear against their franchises, they perceive as a personal attack. So yeah, they fundamentally cannot separate fiction from reality, which is a major issue for them. When it comes to the evolution of language, though, language evolves all the time, sometimes in good ways, sometimes in bad ways. The evolution from fanatic to fan from 40 years ago, I would say is a positive evolution, but sometimes these people are evolving in negative ways, like Dre was just talking about, fan now versus what it used to be. And media literacy is another one that I've been talking about a lot on my channel. That used to mean something, used to be a very important thing, and just be connected to common sense more than anything. It's the literary reading version of common sense. But now it's been weaponized to mean, hey, if you don't see the political thing I do in this, then you don't have media literacy. So they're trying to destroy it. And then other people accept that definition and attack you for using it correctly. That's something I talk about a lot. So if we allow that same thing to happen with fan, there are going to be people who are political pundits who are opposed to people like this, very outspoken, let's say right-wing political people who accept this new definition of fan that these people have created and then go after us for saying we're fans or being fans of DC, for example. So we have to be very careful with how language evolves and just stand up to shit like this. So when it comes to being a fan, there are so many different types of fans, and I actually like that variety. But what they're saying, where it's their entire personality, fan to them is this world is my identity, and my identity is my politics to such a degree that they're not actually fans of these products. They're fans of how they can be weaponized and how that they can make their personalities change.
And
it's
that is
egotistical. If you're a selfish fan.
I would say not only that, like you don't have to like every single aspect of a particular franchise that you like, or an artist, or an author, singer, actor, whatever. You don't have to like every single thing that they have done. The same with gaming. You don't have to like every single game in the franchise or every single game from a company. Or same when it comes to music as well.
That's an important point as well, because these same people who are making, hey, you're not a fan of it unless you agree with my politics, are the same people who over the last few years have said, hey, you're criticizing this, then you're not really a fan. They're more than happy to weaponize fan against people. How many times have Adam we've been told we're not actually Doctor Who fans because we didn't like Jodie Whittaker or Ncuti Gatwa?
No.
I got told it all the fucking time, and
Yeah.
you have to them you have to be a fan. You're only a fan if you accept it all in totality, make it part of your personality, and agree with their politics, which is such a niche thing that it actually doesn't have any meaning. When you're going down into that specific of a definition, the definition ceases to have any meaning whatsoever. So I think fan should be a very broad term, and I don't even necessarily agree with excluding stans from being fans. I would just call them negative fans. I think there should be subclasses of the word fan. People like this, people like us, and supporting positive uses of the term, and people who are using it properly, who aren't making it part of their personality, aren't being egotistical, aren't saying, hey, this thing needs to reflect my sexual identity or whatever. It's the selfishness that is destroying what it means to be a fan, but it's still, I think, should be a subclass, just a negative subclass.
But here's the thing. I see this guy, and with this statement here, Truth, Justice, the American Way, which represents Superman, and Batman, which represents, even though he's a vigilante, law and order and a fight against chaos. If you're saying that Superman and Batman support essentially anarchy, chaos, fighting against the law, I don't think you're an actual fan of something like this, because you do not understand the fundamental core of what makes the world's finest the world's finest. So to this guy right here, and now to expand it, because we haven't mentioned games like this, then there's this, which definitely, this next one reeks of tourism. Master Chief saying, fuck ice. Anybody who's played Halo knows the lore of the Spartans. Spartans were created by a true fascist regime to squash rebellion. They're created when they kidnap children, indoctrinate them, perform horrific surgeries on them to turn them into superhuman soldiers. And the only reason Spartans are heroes is because something worse came along and they were thrown at the aliens who needed to be fought. And so,
if anything, Master Chief would be a member of the ice that exists in their heads.
Yeah.
Not the real ice, the ice that they imagine is real.
Yeah, and until the Covenant comes around to fight, Master Chief's going to be deployed to kill you.
Exactly.
So you see this stuff, and it goes back to what we say. They employ these things because to what Jed said very, very, very well. They take this stuff and incorporate it into their belief system just because they know it's popular and they know that people will probably react to it. But when you say something like this, it proves you're not really a fan of that. You've co-opted it, you've pulled it in because you know it's something popular and you can get traction with it or get attention for it. So I see these, and I also, and I say the phrase, fans do not use what they love to lecture you. I cannot define it, but I know that this isn't how a fan behaves. Purposefully, and I bring it back to the thing. When I talked about this the other day, say, Adam, you talk about gatekeepers. The chat, you are the gatekeepers. That is what we call the chatter in here, the gatekeepers. Adam, you talk about gatekeeping. Aren't you saying that this isn't that? Aren't you saying you're when you're gatekeeping, you're telling them they can't do this? Difference. I promote gatekeeping to preserve these franchises so they don't get turned into activism and agenda. And now when we come to this, now I had to put that out there because this whole thing, it didn't sit right with me seeing this. Because that's the opposite of that's the other type of gatekeeping. That's agenda gatekeeping. That's ideological gatekeeping, where they want to put everybody in the silo so that then they can make their lists and know, oh, well, you're one of those. You're that. And that's when, people get yellow stars on their jackets and all kinds of shit happens. because that's what these people want. They want to categorize us. Because in a real fandom, and now let's bridge to what Jed was opening up with his part of that. When you start to try and figure out and describe what a fan is, a fandom really is a melting pot.
Mhm.
Everybody comes in and comes together, just like
And
America
there
is
should be
supposed to be.
disagreement.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there should be
Nerd
arguments.
debates are so much fucking fun when they're
Yeah.
genuine. Not,
Yeah.
oh, you disagree with my opinion? I'm going to gatekeep you from the franchise that I only just started being a fan of because there's a new gay version of it.
Yeah. And that's part of the problem. It's like gatekeeping. And I've said this before. We made the mistake of not being gatekeepers.
Yes.
We made the mistake of being like, hey, somebody that's outside of our circle finally is accepting us for who we are. Sure, everybody come in, let's have a good time. Because we were naive. We were under the impression that like, hey, these folks like having fun. These folks finally understand that the stuff that we enjoy is worth time and effort and not being called out of our names or saying we're wasting our lives, all the things that we've been called over the years. And we were wrong.
Mhm.
We were wrong. These people came to commandeer so they can ruin something that's fun. And the idea that, and as I mentioned before, oh, that's gatekeeping. We need to gatekeep, period. Because you've shown me, that the activists have shown me, like, you're not here for the fandom. You're here to use this to parlay into some power play so you can use something that I love and that's something that's beloved that I've devoted my life to, and you perverting it. If
Mhm.
somebody is perverting something, they are supposed to be kept out. Take anything. Let's take a restaurant. If you run a fancy restaurant and I come in there with sandals on, blasting ghetto music out my boombox, and I walk inside, you're going to escort me outside of the premises, not because you hate me or that you discriminate against me. It's because I'm not following the rules. I'm not following what this place is supposed to be maintained as. This is an establishment where you're supposed to wear a suit and tie, sit down, and eat your $500 shrimp. But I'm coming in there with ghetto madness. I need to be escorted out. I need to be sent to the Waffle House because based on my attire and what I'm doing, that's where I'm supposed to be eating. Okay, I love Waffle House, but that speaks more to me than anybody else. But all the same, we should have been gatekeeping because modern gatekeeping now is keeping the freaks and monsters and activists out of fandom because they're not fans. They're activists and they don't need to.
And there it is. There it is. I don't completely agree with what Jed's starting definition is, but I do agree with saying if you are an activist in any way, shape, or form, as the previous episode showed, you are not a fan of something if you are an activist. I feel confident saying that as part of a definition, because if you're an activist, you're always going to be an activist first. You're
100%.
coming in there because you've been courted because your activism. Let's look at the recent years of all the attempts to take things that have established fan bases. Mentioned it before already today. Rings of Power. That is, Lord of the Rings is one of the oldest franchise, if not the oldest franchise. If you want to separate from stuff like mythology and legends of King Arthur and stuff like that.
Mm.
It is one of the oldest pop culture franchises in existence. It is sustained itself for 100 years, essentially. 100 years. And it did that because of the work that the professor did, what Professor Tolkien did. And it created a fan base who have nurtured it. And then, of course, it got even bigger when Peter Jackson made the movies that, while not perfect adaptations, were done with love and care, and people have accepted them and welcomed them. That was where people were brought in to enjoy it and welcomed. It made new fans. People read the books and stuff. It was made to please everybody.
Yeah.
Then here comes Rings of Power, made by Amazon, who had no actual legal right to use any of actual Lord of the Rings lore. They made a show to appeal to activists, to create a new fan base. And, well, we know they failed, but they do have, but the people who love it are there because they turned Galadriel into Galadriel, warrior princess. They're there because they feminized Femrond and wanted him to have gay sex with other dudes. They're there because they feminized Sauron and Celebrimbor and wanted them to have angsty gay sex. That's who they brought in for all that stuff. And when you come in for that stuff, because let's go, we were there. We watched the reactions. All the stands wanted to do was celebrate the subtle gay text that the show was pushing. We made fun of it. Go watch our Rings of Power review panels. We made a lot of fun of that stuff. Go watch my reviews. I made fun of it because it's right there in front of you. The gay subtext is there because they put it in there on purpose. And if you're there because of that, you're not a fan of something. You are an activist. And I'll say this. This is going back. I'll bring up the whole my favorite punching bag, Disney Star Wars. I make the case, and I've made the case for years, if you are a Disney Star Wars fan, you are not a Star Wars fan because you're there for the activism that started in 2012. Because if you look at all the things Disney Star Wars stands do, they only love everything after 2012. They don't really want to talk about George Lucas era Star Wars from 1977 to early 2012 when it all came and all ended when they signed the dotted line. They never want to talk about it. They want to talk about everything after 2012. So, and all that stuff has agenda into it. So again, it's activism, it's agenda, it's ideology. So I to put my 2 cents into this definition based on what Dre started here, I'm putting this in there. If you are an activist who starts talking about something and celebrating something because it started preaching your ideology, your agenda, you are not a fan. You're not a fan. And then and I think this is an easy one. Can we agree? If you're a tourist, if you've come in and you've just scooped it up because it's a popular thing and suddenly pretending that you've been there, like you guys just said, like you've been there for a long time, but you haven't, you're not a fan either because you're there because it's popular.
Yeah, I agree with that. But I rather have tourism than activism any day.
100%.
Well, yes. Yeah. Tourists are retards, though.
Yeah. They're definitely special needs, but a tourist can actually be converted into a fan.
Mm-hmm.
There's actually a potential for that to happen. Yeah, and I'll give you a different version of tourism instead of just like stuff that's like cool or in or whatever. Like I'll give you an example. So like my wife isn't into anything that's cool, like Star Wars or comic books or anything like that, stuff like that. Many years ago, when we were dating. She saw some old pictures of me at Comic-Con from decades ago, and she was like, "Hey, you go to those things? You go to those what are they called, cons?" I said, "Yeah, I go to Comic-Con. I cosplay and all that stuff." You're like, "Oh, I'd like to come." I'm like, "No, you don't,
honey. You're a normie, honey.
Yeah,
you're a normie.
like you don't want part of
this. Yeah.
Like you don't want what I have. Okay,
you're gonna, the smell.
You don't want to.
It's gonna hit you.
Yeah. So she was like, no, I want to come. So she didn't cosplay or anything like that. But I cosplayed, and we went to Comic-Con, and she saw the fandom firsthand. Like, oh my God, this is actually quite nice. This is different. This is cool. Like, oh, okay, cool. I didn't give another thought.
She took a deep breath.
Then she did take a deep breath. Definitely had vertigo by the time she walked out of that joint. 110%. But then, as time went by, like every year I would go, me and my homies, we would go. And then she was like, "Hey, I want to come." I'm like, "Okay, well, we're going to cosplay." Like, "Okay, I'll cosplay." I'm like, "What? Why?" I want to play. I think it's fun. I think is the idea of dressing up was fun for her. So I'm like, "Okay, cool, fine, cosplay it up." And she went as Chun-Li, and it was great. We had fun. we had a good time. It was really, really nice. So now every year, whatever, at least once a year, she's like, "Oh, are we gonna go to Comic-Con? Are we gonna go to Comic-Con? Are we gonna do this? Whatever?" If I'm not working, obviously, like, are we gonna go to Comic-Con and dress up and what? So from that little bit of tourism and curiosity, it ended up dragging something fun out of it. So tourism has a potential,
but it's positive tourism. Positive tourism.
Yeah,
somebody who's eager to learn. What you said at the beginning of our conversation when we thought, "Oh, hey, welcome," when we were welcoming, that kind of thing. That's the original mindset of, "Oh, you're interested. Let me show you."
Yes.
And if you like it,
it's the ones who immediately assume that they're experts. Like,
Yeah,
I'm
there it
sure
is.
you experienced this, and this is one of the best examples I know of, Dre, is when the MCU was starting up, it was getting to its height after the first Avengers movie. A lot of people went on Wikipedia, read a bunch of the comic lines, and suddenly acted like they were
Yeah, I
comic
did that as
experts.
well.
But you, who were there the whole time, were like, you don't fucking know shit. It all comes down to egotism, in my opinion, what makes a good fan and a bad fan. Because a good tourist will be like, hey, this is exciting. I want to check this out. Can you tell me more? They're insatiable. And they eventually become a real fan. But a bad tourist is going to be
Witcher
"I'm the
tourists.
smart.
Witcher
tourist.
tourists.
Fuck. Yeah, acting like they're experts day one. And with Witcher, I get bad and good tourists all the fucking time. Or bad tourists in both directions, trying to affirm different stances. Like with Ciri being a main character. Ciri is absolutely the main character. But some bad tourists who were just game fans are like, no Witcher game should ever have Ciri as a protagonist role. Like, well, that's not technically true. I know you're arguing with the people who think that she should, be the greatest thing ever, girl boss it. So I don't want to be on their side either. But yeah, tourism, it all depends on the thing. That's why I don't want to really disqualify things from being fans, even if they're bad, because when it comes to definitions from a literary sense, it's very easy to define a negative. Define something that you're not. Like, they're not a fan if. They're not a fan if. But doing positive statements is you are a fan if is a lot more difficult, and without a balanced ability to define statements like that, it becomes so murky that everyone will have their own definition of fan. So to find a universal term, you need to have a little bit of flexibility. That's why I steer more towards the classifications of fans and say, all right, that's a bad fan, that's a stan, or anything like that. So
That's why I'm asking these questions, because I find myself unable to give a real definition, because I see somebody that is trying but not getting it. Or like you said, there's the ones on our end who will say, oh, this isn't happening in this. Oh, it's woking it up because of this. And then all you got to do is say, well, obviously you are a tourist and you're just doing this because you want to fight somebody who is being still woke without doing your research, without knowing what's going on. For example, you said the Siri is one of those perfect examples. Or
and Tower of the Swallows, Geralt is on vacation in Toussaint drinking wine the entire fucking time. You cut to him, it's like, yeah, I want to wait till the snow melts and then I'll go help Ciri again. The whole book is Ciri's perspective.
Yeah. And we can find other things in there. I mean, and so there's always an example of on both sides. So Jay, you are very correct in saying both sides have the negativity on it, because some people are grifters and they just want to use it as a tool, just like the activists want to use it as a tool to kick us out and take it over and turn it into a vehicle for their agenda. The grifters want to use it as a tool to bludgeon the activists, but they're no better because they don't understand what they're talking about.
It's just like the people I was talking about who have accepted the weirdo's new definition of media literacy and try to attack people who use it correctly. They don't actually know what they're talking about, and it's the same tactics, weaponizing language, from a stance of unintelligence. I see it as the same thing. So it's a war that should not be fought on the culture in pop culture. It's become a battlefield of something that it shouldn't ever be. Which is degrading language, degrading our pop culture. And pop culture should not be at the center of this. Both sides are making pop culture irrelevant.
I mean, I use the term fake fan a lot, usually when talking about Disney Star Wars stance, which I think is very easy. I've already defined, and I think my definition stands pretty easy of what you could define what a real Star Wars fan is and what a Disney Star Wars fake fan is, because it's in the description of the phrase there. And you can use, there's plenty of evidence always to do that. And sometimes there are the fake ones who collaborate and will pretend to like Disney, real Star Wars, but don't always throw it under the bus to defend Disney Star Wars. That's the nitty-gritty details. But it does get gray. You are correct. And it goes back. That's why I'm asking these questions, because I don't feel comfortable using old definitions anymore. Because we can use this for an example. We'll stick with The Witcher. I'm a fan of The Witcher. I've played every game. Played all three of them to varying degrees of intensity. I like The Witcher. I'm a casually dangerous fan. I've absorbed more knowledge through osmosis because of you than of my own real things, but also I retain the knowledge that I get when I play the game, which is generally how you disseminate knowledge, the lore from adventures, stuff like that Geralt goes on. But I wouldn't say I'm a great fan, as opposed to let's go to Star Wars, my very first fandom in my entire life, when I was 3 years old, introduced to it. And here we are decades later, and I'm still into it. Star Trek, I came to it, and it's grown to be one of my most favorite things in the world. I'm a fan of video game franchises. Then one things I know, and I consider myself hardcore on these things because I've played them so much, I've interacted so much that I have this boundless knowledge of all these things. I mean, perfect example. Yesterday, Jed asked me a question about Star Wars, because he's getting ready to play a mod on what's the game?
Starfield.
Thank you. Starfield, Star Wars Genesis. And he's asked me a question, and it took me all of half a second to answer it. And even though I answered it correctly, because I want to make sure I'm right, I went over, I get the evidence to prove that, okay, yes, it is exactly the answer I told you. And then I go off on a 3-minute tangent of, oh, here's a cool little piece of information you may see when you play this game if they're going to do this, because I have that hardcore knowledge and I'm a dedicated fan, just like Jed knows dedicated Witch lore or dedicated Doctor Who lore, or Dre knows more Batman lore than I do. But I am definitely a Batman and Superman fan because I've watched it consumed a lot of that media in the past 20, 30 years, because Batman and Superman are just fucking cool. But I still understand it. And let me get back to the thing. We want to, I think it boils down to the fact, I think I'm trying to figure out, why am I so obsessed about this these past few days? I think it is because of the gatekeeping situation. As a self-appointed gatekeeper, because I do this on YouTube, I'm visible, I'm taught about this stuff. So no one put me in this position. I took it upon myself to help collect, protect, and preserve things we love. I want to be able to know who to let through the door. That's the thing. It's important that I not make the wrong judgment if somebody's coming to me. Perfect example. Who was it in the chat the other day when, who was it on Stream of Conscious, Jed? Who was it in the chat when we were talking about Stargate? I can't remember anymore. Somebody was in the chat on
about Avatar?
No, about Stargate. When we're talking about Stargate on Monday night. When me, you, and Sam talking about Stargate, somebody said I forget who it was at the moment. It's one of the regulars. I just can't remember who it was at the moment. They were asking us about it. And Sam,
where to start.
Yeah. Where to start. Yeah, the where to start or the where to start thing. And I started it, and then Sam went full hard nerd on it. And then you just said, well, in short, just start at the beginning.
Which is exactly what Sam was saying. I just watch it in release order.
Yeah.
And Sam's just, that's basically what I said.
But Sam went full nerdgasm on it because he loves Stargate as much as I do. And when somebody says, where do I start? He's excited to open the door and stand aside and said, come on in and enjoy. And now that, of course, if you're in our chats, we think you're genuinely here because you want to hear about the stuff. When you're asking something new for the first time, it's let's do it. I want to learn. And they ask, you get the proper question. Where do I start? And when you hear that, to me, that's the first sign of genuine new tourist who wants to learn and become a permanent resident of the fandom. And so I want to make sure I hear that and maybe not miss something else. Dragon Lady, you can go. Bye. Have a nice day.
Okay. Night.
I want to make sure that you know what's going on, or I know what's going on, that you know what's going on, and there's no miscommunication as to you're here to enjoy this stuff. Because Dre mentioned it. I saw some stuff today. Some people are first finding Farscape lately. They're first finding it, and they're going to get into that wild adventure of John Crichton and the crew of Moya, the band of misfits on Moya, and enjoy yourself. 4 seasons and a mini series of just wild, crazy action and Henson magic. So enjoy that. Or perfect example too. Brad, if he's still here, myself, Brad, Hitman, Fractured. We do a show every Sunday. We record it every Sunday night. Brad puts out the edited version of Wednesday called Wormhole Watch. We talk Star Trek. Hitman and Fractured are new to it. They're new to Star Trek, essentially. Only a year in. But they're voracious. They want to know things. We have discussions. We ask questions. Or Hitman asks questions. Brad has answers. I give some answers. Sometimes I make fun of Hitman. It's a whole thing. It's a lot of fun. But point is, there's the thing. They come in and they want to know. And I want to make sure that I think this is boiled from point of, I want to make sure I'm not so jaded. I'm not so cynical that I mistake a genuine newcomer for somebody who is the bad version of a tourist. I think that might be the part of this, at least part of it for me. I don't want to be what they say we are. Hateful of everybody coming in there saying, "Oh, you're not allowed to play in our club." No, I still want to bring people in. I want to grow. I want to share real Star Wars. I want to share real Star Trek. I just don't. I want to make sure I do it right. And I feel as though we, like Dre said earlier in this conversation, we deal with the negative so much. And when we don't have the negative, you got to wonder, then what do you talk about? Oh, well, no, then we do a nerdgasm and we talk about the things we love. And I want to make sure that people are happy and welcome at the nerdgasm, not just, oh, sorry, you have to have this level of fandom experience to sit down at this table. No, there is the kiddie table, but you can be close enough. You're still allowed to join. You have started the kiddie table. You got to get small kiddie portions.
That was me
and
at the first one. I hadn't even finished Stargate for the first Nerdgasm, and you still let me participate, and everyone hated my opinions.
You had a sippy cup. It was okay. You had a sippy cup. You were still learning. But that's the thing. Fans, I think I want to add to the definition. Somebody should want to be there for the IP, not because it's just the current thing. Not because it's the current thing. And I want to make sure. Because we're at a delicate moment in all of this. The pop culture war is changing. The era of woke is ending. In some cases has ended. It's transforming to something different. It's becoming more a different kind. It's not the woke activism was. It's becoming more ideologically activism now in this stuff. It's transforming again. And some people aren't prepared to deal with it like that, because there's still some people who cry woke, woke, woke. No, you have to cry commie, commie, commie now. That's what you have to start crying. Commie. Because that's what we're dealing with now. Because the veneer is off. The fake, the disguise has been removed, because it was commie Marxism all the time. It was me, Austin. That's what it is. You gotta know it was Vince all along.
It was me all along.
It was Vince all along. It was and Vince is not. Vince McMahon is anything but a commie Marxist. Don't think I'm calling Vince McMahon a commie Marxist. That man is a poster child of capitalism. Let's not. That's all I'm saying. I'm simply using a good analogy here for those who get it. But it was commie Marxist all along, and that's what it is. It's the same kind of on the other end who say, "Oh, the fandom menace." There is no fandom menace. It hasn't been a fandom menace for 5 years.
And it was never what they thought it was. Even
never what they thought it was.
Existed.
It was people uniting under a flag for a minute and then going their separate ways because they all didn't agree on how to deal with shit. A lot of different thoughts and opinions.
Yeah, it was never a movement. It was a hashtag.
Exactly. There was some merch that sold. I almost bought a hat once, but I didn't because I have a problem buying hats. I got a big head. My hats need the slider. Needs the strip adjustment, not just clips. It needs the sliding adjustment thing so that I can pull it all the way to the end to fit on my gargantuan head. Anyway, so it's about this. I guess this is why I wanted to have this discussion today, because we've treaded to territory that I didn't realize what was really the underlying thing here. Not only is it right to make sure, I think, Jed, you are right. There must be and I use this term in a correct way, there must be a diversified definition. A layered definition. There cannot be just one definition anymore because of the internet and the way it behaves. Because of the way everybody comes in and out, and the way and how people come to things. And at the same time, as Dre is pointing out, gatekeeping is necessary. But that's why we need to be able to define these things so the gatekeeping doesn't accidentally push away the people who are truly there to be interested and learn. Because the only way we get through this as we change now is to, as the crap that was made for the past 5 years is failing. Disney Star Wars, Rings of Power, Shooty Who, Kurtzman Trek, as all this stuff is literally failing, as we will see the crowning failing achievement of Kurtzman Trek this week with Starfleet Academy. It's going to be the worst thing they've ever done, I think, because they're literally going to try and bastardize some more real Star Trek lore in there. As it all falls apart, this is now the time, as gatekeepers, as custodians, as sentries, guardians of the things that we love. This is where we have to be able to say, oh, here's the real thing. Would you like to learn about it? But first, let me make sure you're not a fucking Goa'uld coming in here with your parasite nature and slipping in looking like something that you're not. To continue with some good analogies here. So you got it. We need to make sure.
We got to make sure that they're not cybernetic goblin babies.
Yeah, yeah. Listen, they could be some Terminators in there, man. We need them dogs. Here's knowledge and lore about Terminator franchise. You got to have dogs at the entrance because a dog can sniff out a Terminator. Dogs don't like Terminators, so we need to figure out how to redefine this stuff and make sure, because we are now, as I said, it's important. Now it's time to re-educate, because there's a whole generation of people who don't know this stuff. And a lot of people who might have been watching the shit and suddenly realize, wow, this is shit. But where do I go for the real thing? I don't know. There's so much shit out there. What do I do? Oh, here's a channel. Here's an account. Let's see what they're yelling a lot, but I think they're making sense. We yell a lot. That's what we do. But so we have to be able to make sure here's where you come in. Here's where you start. Here's where you enjoy it. Start on this issue of Batman. Start on this issue of Superman. Watch this franchise. Watch this adaptation if you want to watch it on live action or animated first. Start at this point in a gaming franchise. If Beardo was here, we could make the joke start with Arkham City. I mean, we can make that kind of start here, start there. Here's where you start with, and then give them the reasons why. And you educate and you collect. And then what you do is create somebody else who will realize this shit must be collected and protected and preserved. It must be saved. And then you're me and Jed, where we want to bring new things in. Bring new things. Add. We don't want to replace. There are people who said, oh, I've made a replacement for Star Wars and Star Trek. I don't want to replace Star Wars and Star Trek. I want them to continue to be there. Maybe not get new, but what was there still be there. I want to give you something. I want to add to the grandeur. I want to
tickle that itch.
Tickle that itch. That makes the itch worse, though.
Wait, what? Tickle that itch?
You guys not heard that phrase before? That's a real phrase.
Tickle
I swear.
that itch?
Yes.
Okay, I'm writing this one down.
It means,
write that down.
Tickle that itch. It's not just scratching it. You're tantalizing it.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Okay.
You heard that, Fat Boy? We got to tickle our itches now.
Yeah. Tickle that Star Wars itch by doing this other franchise.
I always said scratch that itch.
Scratch that itch. Yeah.
Get that satisfaction of yeah.
You hear that, Fat Boy?
Tickle that itch.
Tickle that itch.
He's laughing.
Damn, getting kinky on us.
Tickle that itch, Fat Boy.
You've been he's been back on Ballbusters. It's affected.
Oh yeah, he's been getting corrupted.
The degeneracy is here. All right. You guys have anything else you want to add to this? It's been a really great conversation, and I got more out of it than I thought we would. So you want to add anything before we wrap it up?
Yes, the definition of fan is someone who uses a franchise to tickle their itches. That's its definition. And if they don't, they're not fans.
This went south quick.
Yeah, we're off the rails again. we're not even on.
It's not that bad.
We have driven into the rough.
The rough, Fat Boy.
Rough. Anyway, Dre, you have anything you want to add?
No, like everything was pretty well covered.
We have to be the gatekeepers the way we were back then. We just have to reestablish that and bring in real fandom. Speaking of fandom, now I gotta show some.
Oh, okay. Careful with the baby.
Sorry there, fat boy, don't you move.
See? Careful with the baby.
Yeah, so he's on his little play thing. So
Okay.
me and Fat Boy, we've been reading the OG Superman Batman Public Enemies joint, the book that was based off of the animated Public Enemies and the Superman Batman Apocalypse.
I know what you're talking about. Okay, yeah. That's good.
So we've been going through that. You see, this joint's thick.
Yeah.
So like we've been going through this the last few days, and we're having ourselves a good time. So,
educating that young man. Educating that man.
Yeah.
That's good stuff. Batman Super Apocalypse. That's a good one. I love that one.
He's good. And like I haven't gone through this run in so long that like I forgot about some of the things that was missing from the animated version.
Well, there's always gonna be missing stuff. There always
but like when you haven't read it in years, you're like, oh snap, that's right. This was like it, you could, and then you can look back and be like what they changed so they can have more like people actually enjoy it without having to know all the lore and fandom and all that stuff. Like even the animated adaptations of these stories are still very solid,
very
solid.
Good. And you got the fantastic voice acting. You got the proper Batman Superman voice acting. But I love in Batman Super Apocalypse where Batman goes to Apocalypse and he basically makes Darkseid back down saying, "Yeah, I have a nuke strapped to me.
Yeah,
I have a nuke. I will blow a hole in your planet.
Yep,
right now if you don't let me go."
It's in such a great scene. And the late Andre Braugher is the one that voiced Darkseid.
Yeah, Andre Braugher did that.
Yeah, and he did such a great job. I miss good stuff, man.
And it's that final part is so good where Kara has the fight against Darkseid and she goes all out, sort of wins, but then she's done. And then Superman's like, "Okay, we're done here." And then there's the meme. He's walking away and Darkseid grabs my cape. "We are not done."
Yeah.
And then that fight is just that's good stuff. That's good stuff. Watch Batman Superman Apocalypse. That's a good movie.
That's a great animated film.
That's a
good
movie.
Amazing.
I mean, it's its own little universe there, but it's great. It's great. It's great.
Right, Fat Boy?
Oh yeah. That's good stuff. All right, let's wrap it up. A few minutes early, but we're gonna wrap it up because I've exhausted everything Pop's talk about. Unless somebody else says something. We're gonna wrap it up there. Okay, so Jed, what's your week look like?
Well, everyone, please check out endlessfrontierbooks.com to get the first entry in my science fiction universe available now. The Brighton Pacification for $1.99. Check that out if you're interested. For YouTube, Endless Frontiers on YouTube. Tomorrow at 2 p.m. Eastern, we're going to be doing the Right or Flight podcast again with another chat, choose your own adventure segment. Have a lot of fun over there. I haven't decided. There's going to be a big NASA live stream partway through the show. I might try to react to that. I don't know how NASA is with copyright. It's not, like Warner Brothers.
It's
or something,
government, so I don't know if it counts because it's actual news. And
it's
if
actual
you're watching,
news. So I think
if you're
it should
watching
be
their
fine.
thing and not somebody else's coverage, you should probably be fine.
Should probably be fine. It just depends on people who are interested. I'll have it queued up and ask the people on the show, but it's all about the changeover for the crew. I don't know if you guys heard, there was the first medical emergency in International Space Station history, and they're evacuating the crew. So it's the change of leadership ceremony going on tomorrow, and we'll get more information of what the medical emergency was.
I was going to say, do you know
might
what it
react
is?
to that. I don't know specifically. I don't even know if we know who had the medical emergency. It's been a little hush-hush. They don't want anyone to freak out too much. But yeah, this is one of the first times ever that a crew is coming home early. So it's a weird situation. We'll see if people want me to react to that or react to the news once it's over. But that'll be at 2 p.m. Eastern tomorrow. And at 7:30 p.m. tomorrow night, Adam and I will be back for some co-op Jump Space streaming. And I have the split screen set up all ready to go. I don't know if Adam liked it. I haven't talked to him about it.
I gave you a thumbs up. I gave you a thumbs up.
He gave me. Yes, it's top tier communication. But we'll see how all that works out. And we had a lot of fun last week, so I think it'll be a great time.
I want to get level 2.
Eventually, you'll level up at some point. But for the rest of the week, I'm going to be streaming some Witcher Last Wish, a mod recreation of one of the original Witcher short stories. I know Star Wars Genesis, the Starfield mod, won the poll, but after I put up that poll, I found out that there's going to be a massive lightsaber Yuzon Vong update to the mod at the end of the month. So, and these are full storylines. Like the Star Wars Genesis isn't Starfield with this new coat of paint that's kind of Star Warsy. They made all the planets, like they made Tatooine, Coruscant, all of that, and they've got a whole new stories, everything like that. It's a Star Wars game in Starfield. And so it should be a lot of fun. So I decided I'm going to wait until the lightsaber Yuzon Vong.
Just a warning. Just a warning. Vong armor, their chitin armor, is lightsaber resistant.
Oh, that is good to know.
Be careful.
It is good to know. But we'll have a lot of fun when that eventually comes out. Depending on how long The Last Wish is, we might play Spider-Man 2 in the interim because it was purchased for me. I gotta do it at some point.
When that happens, you gotta play them. I have been subject to that many a time.
Yep. When it happens, you gotta do it. You gotta play the games that are purchased for you. And then, of course, this Saturday for Saturday Night Drive-In at 6 p.m. Eastern, we're going to be talking about the James Cameron classic, The Abyss. It felt appropriate since he's dominating the box office right now, which I think is still technically true, even if it's not doing good.
Oh, well, yeah. I mean, gross-wise, it's true.
Gross-wise, yeah.
Gross-wise, it's true.
Celebrating when James Cameron was actually good. Hopefully, The Abyss is good. I've never seen it, but I've heard incredible things about it.
We're going to have a lot to talk about.
And we don't know when it's going to be yet, but at some point when we review Starfleet Academy, that'll be live on my channel, and I'm going to do a video review. But we'll see when that is. But that's all available at Endless Frontiers.
Okay. Dre, if it's not a hellscape week, what you got coming up?
Well, it can't be worse. That for sure. So this week we'll see what pops off. And don't raspberry me, fat boy. We'll see what pops off this week. I will be keeping my eye on any of the Hollywood news in regards to Star Wars and stuff this week. I will be keeping my ear to the ground as far as that, if there's actually something that's going to pop off in regards to
something more than Tom Cruise held a camera.
Yeah, exactly. So I will be keeping my ear to the ground there, and if something pops off, I'll definitely be dropping some videos on that on the Brutal Playing Comics YouTube channel. Everybody definitely check out bpcomics.io, which I have all my comic book work, all my voice work, all that great stuff as well. And also follow me on X Twitter, thebrute00.
Nice. Okay. As for me, tonight, as I mentioned earlier, I got Wormhole Watch recording tonight. You can see that on Duke Devil 95, Brad's channel, edited version every Wednesday, and extra content that is farmed from that. There's a lot of shit goes on. He has a segment called Latinum Lounge, where I generally melt down because Hitman tests my patience. So you can catch that. Other than that, as Jed said, tomorrow night we're playing some Jump Space with no limits. So we'll go as long as we feel like it. There's no stream of conscious tomorrow night because it's every other week. Of course,
Starfleet Academy. We thought
no Starfleet Academy. Yeah, no Starfleet Academy. So other than that, Daily Dive every Monday through Friday, 1 p.m. Eastern, and either tomorrow or Tuesday, I do have a chat. Made me watch this reviews. I have to watch and talk about Dinner for Schmucks. I've seen part of that movie. I know I don't like it.
You're not going to watch that, are you?
$35 says I am.
Yes, you will.
$35 says yes, I am. That's how the game works. They have a list of things they're going down. At least a couple of them have a list they're going down, and they throw these things at me. Once in a while, they throw me a relief to say, okay, you've suffered 4 or 5 of these. Here's something nice. But 90% of the time, it's dog shit, crazy crap. With Kel, it's usually crazy shit. He wants to break my brain. Kratos is just utter shit that I step in and I can't get off my shoe. Anyway, so we got that'll be happening Monday or Tuesday because a lot of stuff going on. I have the time. Gaming, we are coming up on the end of Dragon Quest III HD 2D, and per the poll, you guys want me to keep going with number 1 and 2. So once we're done with this, we'll do that. I did a great grinding session. I stacked on 15 levels last night. Went from 40s to the 60s. I'm feeling mighty strong. We're gonna burst through the end of this game, finish it, and then the post game, then move on to the next 2. We have to do it because I you get bonuses in this one when you beat this one. So read your data, good old fashioned shit like that. Then rest of the week, we'll see what happens. I have no idea. We'll just take it. We'll play it by ear. And of course, we'll just thank everybody for being here today, watching it live, or if you're all catching it up. I know lately we've been getting a lot of catch up, watch it later views. So thank you everybody for joining us on the round table. We appreciate each and every one. And you hit those like buttons. Links are in the description below. And we'll catch you next week. Until then, take it easy, everybody.